To you guys too. Okay, we're going to work on monkey today. Okay, now monkey is in the bubishi. In the bubishi, there are the 6G hands. 3 of them belong to the monkey style. Okay, and the monkey style has those 3 hands. These 3 hands that I want to describe are, first of all, the blood pool hand. When they walk, they do this on the ground. Okay, that's a monkey paw. And there's another description of blood pool hand from the Chinese description, or Chinese bubishi, and it says monkey picks the pearl. Well, we all get that idea, okay? And that's because that's a monkey paw, okay, or a monkey hand. When you watch gorillas, chimpanzees, gibbons, whatever monkey it is fighting, once in a while you see them hit like this. They never close a fist. Their hands are open. So this is one type of an action that you see in monkey kung fu. You see it in many karate styles. And we're going to equate the monkey style postures to the karate postures. And then we're going to use it, and then at the end we'll even go into the monkey Shichen at the end, which is in the buishi too, one of the blood gates. All right. Another hand that they use is the iron sword. When they're working or hitting something, they'll hit it this way. Okay, and you see them dropping their hands, very loose, very agile beasties. Okay, and they just drop their hands. And the other one that they work with is the iron palm. Okay, they're always like dropping, and when they hit, they slap. In fact, if you see 2 monkeys run at each other in anger, they run like this. Okay, when they're just running just to run, or trotting along, they do this. Okay. And all these actions that they do, they simulated in the kata. Okay, so let's go to a monkey style posture first, and then we're going to devolve it into a karate posture. Now, Okinawans, they didn't do a lot of monkey, but monkey is very prominent in Okinawan styles, which begot Japanese styles, which begot everything. And I don't say that they're all original. They were influenced by Shaolin. The Okinawan styles were influenced by Shaolin, the Japanese style influenced by Okinawan, and the Shaolin were influenced by the Indianic styles, also the animals. Okay, and monkey was one of the prominent animals. Anyway, let's take a monkey posture. You see a monkey form, and they do this hand posture. Well, if you go to Okinawa, and you go to Sanchin Kata. Another one, as an example, you see this as a monkey posture. You go to Okinawa and you go to Goju-Ryu, and you see Super-Renpai. All right? If you've got the monkey walking like this, if you take that form, okay, in here, like a monkey holding out its paw, okay, and you turn that up, a monkey paw, okay, you're going to start to see old Goju Shihu, or you say Shi, okay, and even more into Weichi Seisan. All right, so they evolved from Shaolin monkey, okay, over to Okinawan karate, okay, and you can see it in everything. You have this movement where the monkey was running at each other or trying to attack each other. You see them, because they're going to descend their hands, the iron palm, the iron sword. And as you see that, you see Hengetsu that we did earlier. You see movements from Goju-Ryu. I forget the name of the form, Soshishin, I think it is. Okay, so you see it everywhere. And it's a direct correlation to the monkey. So we're going to work with some of these techniques. Okay.
Let's look at the exact location of the monkey Shichen. We can see it's on both sides here in the upper thigh. Now you have this muscle here, which is the sartorius muscle, and you also have the adductor longus and the pectineus. You don't have to worry too much about those because they underlie the target. The sartorius muscle is the one you really have to be careful with, and not be careful with it, but just get past. Now you can start to see that this is really an exposed target. Okay, now you have the inguinal crease here, and I'm going to put the skin on for a little bit. You have the inguinal crease right in through here, but it's not on the inguinal crease per se, it's on the thigh. And a lot of people try to hit into the inguinal crease, but then you have the abdominal layers of skin in through this area here, and it makes it very difficult to get into the target. What we want to do is come down a little bit lower in through here. Now, let's take away this. Let's see if we can fade it and see it. Let's hide it. Okay. Now, we can start to see the structures a little bit better. Now, we have right here, this is the femoral vein. Okay, and you also have this here, which is the femoral artery. Now, we also have this important nerve, and that's called the femoral nerve, oddly enough. All right. Now, when you strike and try to target this, what a lot of people will do is just punch generally. And let's bring back that sartorius muscle for a second. Okay, and with this muscle, especially in martial artists or people that are active, it's going to become strong. It's part of the quadriceps family. So it gets very strong. And to get past it is very difficult. And it also is due to the position. If the person has like a bent leg stance, as example, this fades away quite rapidly. What you need to do is you need to be able to expose this target. And that's why that Sanchin posture is very important, because as you saw, I was trapping down here with the other hand, okay, and then striking in here. But the trapping was to bring the leg into a position where this was more exposed. So we want to really target that. Now let's get past this muscle once again. We'll hide that, and we'll zoom into these structures. Now, if you strike the structures up in this area here, okay, which is about where the inguinal crease is, it's going to be very difficult, especially if the person has a paunch, but because the arteries are going off at a bend, and it's going to not work as well in transmitting or pulling on the structure, because what's going to happen is this nerve, for example, will be pushed down more this way, okay, and so will this artery, all right, and so will this this vein right in through here. Now, we don't want that to occur. What we want to do is we want to hit lower in here, and let's bring back the muscle once again, okay. This muscle, you can see, and we'll just fade it for now. The muscle comes across, and it protects this lower part, but there's nothing really in there. Now, a lot of people hit this and they feel a shock of pain because you have these nerve roots that are coming out in through here. And let's hide this one, and you can see that this nerve root here, the femoral nerve, branches off in several locations. This nerve, the saphenous nerve, is a better target, okay? And again, bringing back the muscle, we can see that that's actually exposed, not so much these branches that we're after. But this muscle here, or this nerve here, the femoral nerve or the saphenous nerve, either one will work well. It doesn't really matter what you target on that. But what we want to do is we want to attack the blood vessels and nerve all in this location. Now, when you experience a lot of pain, you're going to know that you attack this nerve. And yes, you're also getting the vein and the artery. If you want to get a more painless technique, you have to come more to the inside. All right, so you would have to hit more in this direction, but definitely with a downward flare. If you strike just downward, you're probably just going to get the nerve here, and you're just going to get pain and dysfunction. When you want to get the unconsciousness due to a lack of blood pressure or a loss of blood pressure, then you need to stretch these two vessels down, not just compress them. Okay, if you just compress them up high in through here by attacking, all right, you're going to get a very minimal effect. Now, if a person's weak on their blood pressure anyway, or is prone to low blood pressure, or has diabetes, or many different issues that would impact these vascular tissues here, it'd be easy. It'd be easier, okay? But when you're attacking these main trunks on a healthier person, what you want to do is you want to stretch these downward, okay? So you want to make sure that your strike is not only coming in back of that muscle, in back of this muscle here, you want to attack into it this way, but with a downward action. And that's why the hand is coming cross body. I'm not trying to attack with my right hand on this side and my left hand on this side. I attack with my right hand here, so my angle comes in more at this position. And when that does that, I can get more into the blood vessels, cause a greater reaction before I attack the nerve, which will cause that withdrawal reflex. So again, very important targets, very easy to attack because they're out here in the open. You can see that a few kata, in fact, the Weichi Sanchin starts with fingertip strikes into that locality. If you train your fingertips in the rocks or the iron finger type of training, then you might be able to cause a lot of damage into these vascular tissues. But you're only going to get one structure, whether it be the nerve or either the artery or the vein. With the fist coming across, your first two knuckles are going to be able to target these two structures, one on each. All right, and that's what that blood pool hand is about, because this is an area where there's a lot of blood. All right, and you can attack all three structures, the nerve, the artery, and the vein. You can also strike in such a way that's going to stretch the muscle spindle cell and get a reflexive action. But again, if you want to cause a blood attack, you don't want the nerve impacted too much, because that will cause that withdrawal reflex and the target will pull away, so you don't have that sustained pulling action, which would either tear the vascular tissue or cause the vasovagal syncope a lot greater. Now let's get rid of the muscles altogether, and we'll go in there. We can start to see that these structures are right there. Let's get over here just a little bit more, and we'll see how far away they are from bone structure. You're not going to be on bone structure. It's going to be very hard to get into it, but you can see right at the bending, it looks like it's bending right over on that. So let's get a better view here. Okay, when we go in here, you can see that there's a gap of space in there. And let's move this model around just a little bit so we can zoom in even more. We can start to see right in through here, there's a gap. So you're not going to be able to hit it onto the bone too well. But what you want to do is you want to stretch this down, like I said, to cause maybe tearing. Now, if you start higher and you can rake down through it, you're definitely going to be able to tear these little arteries in through here, or these little branches, or these little veins. And this is the great saphenous vein, okay, and this is the femoral vein. So you can cause the damage by doing that as well, by coming onto the more straightened areas, not at the bends. Now at the bends, it's possible also, but again, the higher you go, the more skin tissue and fat tissue can be over that. On a skinny guy, they're going to be a lot easier to get. On a heavier guy, you definitely have to get down into this area. So I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into the targets of the monkey. Okay, these are listed out in the Bubishi. Great areas to attack for double fists, or that posture, that monkey posture that came out of Sanchin that you can see so prominently, and other kata as well.
All right. Let's go into another posture, and we're only going to do two for this, but the other postures go into play as well, and there's many more, okay? This isn't the only ones that are in kata. I equated it to the Weichi-Ryu, so let's go into the Sanchin. Sanchin has a posture that does this before it does the Wauke action, and that action, like I said, can go similar to the monkey type of an attack. Again, we're still using this monkey hand. We're not using the iron palm, we're not using the iron sword, although you could do many applications off of those. Let's go back into this posture right in through here. In the Bubishi, there's something called Shichen, 12 Shichen, 12 deadly points. Sohan Soken says there's 12 fatal targets. This isn't fatal. Okay, I'm not going to kill you on this one. Okay. Yeah, you noticed
maybe next time.
Okay. Well, when you get to the next level, that's when you get to kill. Get killed. Yeah, yeah. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to work on a monkey target, the monkey Shichen. Okay, monkey Shichen, one of the targets, we did them on the legs before. We talked about the back of the knee as an example, where you punch the back of the knee. A real hard target to get to. Now, how would you get to that in a fighting posture? You'd have to sink down. Oh, something like this, okay, which again is the Sanchin and many other katas as well. It could even be construed as this kind of action out of kata. You have that right before a movement in the hanchi, for example. All right. So the monkey target that we're going to go for is the femoral artery, femoral nerve, and the target. Now, everybody says this is in the inguinal crease. It's not in the inguinal crease. Okay, it's about 3 inches down. You have the quadriceps muscle that comes this way. You have the adductors on the inside of the leg. It's in this little pocket in here. Now, what I'm going to do with this is just place the hand here and push in, and you can see how that disrupts the leg. Now, you're supposed to sink into it. Use the monkey hand as well. Oh! Oh, God. Oh.
I'm so happy I'm over here.
Okay, so, you okay? Blood pressure?
Yeah.
Back down. Okay, so it was an attack on a blood gate. And you notice that I slapped his heart because that does go in pretty deep. Now, you wouldn't expect that target, which is not the spleen 11, which I've done knockouts on legs.
Yeah.
20 years, 30 years on this target. It was the not the inguinal crease, but the monkey target, monkey Shichen up in the upper leg. What did that feel like?
Oh, it's horrible. Everything sunk down into the groinal area. Okay. Like, I think the blood just went straight down there. It left me. I went totally white and pale and felt sick.
Did your eyesight go back?
I thought I passed out. Did I
Okay.
black out?
You looked like you were gone for like a second, but you came to pretty quick too. As soon as you laid down,
Yeah.
like right before your body, you laid your head back down, it looked like your eyes rolled up in your head and you were gone.
I definitely thought I was gone for once, which rarely happens. And then I felt so sick.
Okay.
And then I
Blood
had the
pressure drop.
sweats, like now, and this is the only thing making me feel better.
Yeah.
So it's the blood pressure thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Mm. You really like sparked up when I did that slap as well.
Yeah, and I've got the the scared thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like don't touch me, don't come near me. Why are you the fear effect. That's horrible.
But I was honest, I didn't do the killing this time.
No, it was awesome.
Tomorrow you might die.
Yeah.
And I got a theory on the killing aspects of these, and I don't think it's also into the hand-to-hand. I think it's, sticking a weapon in there. You stick a knife in there, the guy's going to obviously bleed to death, okay? And they're going to drop with the blood pressure, okay? And this might be a little politically incorrect, but during the Boston bombing, they had this one picture that was all over the newspapers of this guy missing a leg that had gotten, okay? And he was being raced on the wheelchair by two paramedics. He was like this, like in pain. You lose a leg, your femoral artery is shooting out blood so fast they had no tourniquet on it. They were just rolling him down the street. That guy would have passed out like that.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't sit there and look anguished for a photograph with that happening. I know conspiracy theory, kind of an idea. But if you ask paramedics if that happens, if you don't tourniquet it, what happens? Okay? So, or a field medic, if you know any field medics. You okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. I mean, no. Why is it sick?
My pleasure.
You're making me feel better.
Okay.
Oh God. Thank you, Jamie.
But anyway, what
did your
I
other
did,
hand do?
I hit him, and I hit him down in here. I didn't hit him in the groin, okay, even though you feel the pressure because the nerve and the blood vessels get stretched downward. I hit it downward, which is just what that form shows you to do, or that monkey form shows you to do. This hand held the leg, so it couldn't make an escape, okay? Because if I just hit this and his leg shot back, like when I showed you the first demonstration of a little tap there, I don't want that happening because it takes the pressure off that artery and that nerve. Okay? So you just secure it and punch into it like you're going down with that action. And I don't know, I couldn't tell what my body was doing during that, but I believe I must have sunk a little bit into it. I'll see it back on the film, see what happened. I sunk. So I actually went into that like monkey type posture.
Big
Okay.
smile on your face.
Thanks.
I'm thankful that it worked. Okay, thanks. All right.